Yeah, that's right, baby. News AF ready to go with Danny and Tyson. Welcome to all of our live streaming audience here.
Yes.
Give everybody a second to show up before
Give me
we
a second.
get ready for the most exciting hour in news
of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a great hour to be with us. I'm going to retweet you here. And then
very early hour for Tyson before the sun is even up.
Before the sun is up, you might get to witness the sun come up with me.
Wow.
Oh, that would be so romantic.
Yeah, it would be super romantic. I agree.
Yes. Shout out to Jacob. He finally made it.
Okay. Yeah.
You good?
I'm good. I have the greatest travel story. Well, not the greatest travel story.
Wow. Don't oversell
it. Stay tuned for the greatest travel story ever.
Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good.
All right. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back again to talk with you about the most exciting stories in all the news here on the week of March 11th, 2025, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yeah, that's right. We are back here together all over the world today, here with us, reporting from the 50th state. Here he is. It's Tyson Apostol.
What's up, everybody? Aloha.
Oh, yep.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Yeah, no, that wasn't. You got to say it back a lot better. Aloha.
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 There we go. That's what they do in Mormon churches at the beginning. If you've ever been to Hawaii, they come back and say that, and it's probably the reason I quit going to church.
What is the term for
asshole?
Who go to Hawaii and pretend to be Hawaiian?
Oh, it's stolen valor.
Yeah.
No. What is it? There's a term.
Appropriation.
No.
Boomer.
Hippie.
Right. I'm gonna look it up while Tyson talks.
Okay, you talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I talk.
Poser.
Nope. Howley.
Yes, that's what it is.
DePete in the chat.
It's very knowledgeable, DePete.
But I knew that too. But
there's a South Park episode about it that's hilarious. I just couldn't remember what it was called.
No, that was Towley, Danny.
Not Towley.
Hey, want to get high? and that's, I believe, the abbreviation for Hawaii. If you're sending a letter there, is HI.
Yes, that's what it was. It all tied together, and finally the mystery's been solved.
Yeah,
I love that voice.
Comes together.
So I'm in Hawaii. It's 5 a.m.
Yeah. Anything interesting happen on the way there?
A horrendous travel day for us.
Ooh.
So, Hawaii is like a 5.5, 6 hour flight direct from Phoenix. Not a huge deal, but still like kind of a trek. And we get on the plane, everything's fine. We get pushed half an hour, but the plane was already there. So I was like, no sweat. Because if the plane's not there and you get pushed half an hour, it's going longer than half an hour. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we get on.
They nickel and dime you with the delays. They never 7-hour delay. Oh my God.
15, 20 minutes at a time for 6 hours. So I was not sweating the half-hour push. We get on, pull out, go to take off. Some frat kid barfs his guts out everywhere from pre-gaming.
Oh my God.
I think he was drinking at the bar beforehand, barfed everywhere.
Oh.
Runs back to runs back to one of the toilets, barfs all over that.
Oh.
Not even in the toilet?
I think he wrecked, according to everyone, he wrecked both locations. Mm-hmm. So we're on the tarmac about to take off. We've already done all of it. Didn't take off. So we go back to the gate. They pull the kid off. They have doctors assess, and then they remove him. They have a professional cleaning crew come on, clean where he was, clean the bathroom, and then they have to refuel. So now we're 2 hours doing that. And there's a baby in front of me, a 3-year-old, screaming her guts out, just screaming, full scream. And I'm like, you know what? I have kids. Kids scream on planes. Everybody's different. Not a big deal. She threw a full can of Sprite at the man next to her. She threw her iPad at the man's face sitting right beside me. She kicked all the chairs. She threw a full bag of peanut M&Ms like up 3 or 4 aisles. Open, just spilled everywhere.
Biological
How old was this kid? 3?
Like 3. And just screaming the whole time. And I was like,
how mortified did the parents look?
It was just a mom, and she was mortified at first, but then I think there's only so many times you can apologize to everybody around.
They make children's Benadryl.
I didn't tell her that. I just tried to stay out of it. I was patient. I was nice.
Like, this is your kid. Like, you're getting on a 7-hour flight.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was like. And my kids were mortified. And then we had a kid in the back that was just like having a burping contest with himself the whole time.
Yeah.
So, and we were on American. We weren't on Spirit or anything. It was,
American.
Reputable.
I mean, they're all
just a step up.
Yeah. So we got here though. And then we touched down like 2.5 hours late, 2 hours late. No problem getting the car, drive to the hotel. We stayed closer to the airport. Well, we stayed in Waikiki. It's only like 20 minutes from the airport, whatever. We go in, and the lady at the desk can tell I'm exhausted. I'm carrying all the luggage, and the kids are there. And I'm very nice, very patient. She's like, okay, let's get you to your room real quick. That sounds like a long day. Here's your room number. We walk across the resort, up, all the way up. And she had given us like the room number, like 744. And we get up there. There's a 742, a 743, and a 745. There is
the phantom room.
It's the phantom room. I'm looking. I'm like, I must be a fucking idiot, dude. Right. I'm looking forever. The whole family is running down where it's like 10 at night in Hawaii, which is like 3 a.m. everywhere else. We're running around looking, can't find anything. I finally go back down. I'm like, hey, 744. I could not find it. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It was 742. And I was like, ugh. So you just have a phantom room up there? I was like, it's a ghost room? Is it like,
it only appears every 7 years under the full moon?
Did somebody get murdered in that room years ago? So they just took the room number down? Like, what is happening? I can't and they were like, I was like, and I wasn't even an asshole to you. Like, I get if I was an asshole, like, give me the phantom room. That's hilarious. But I wasn't. So, but she was like, they upgraded us and were like, I'm so sorry. I wrote down 744 instead of 742.
I would take the upgrade to go on the wild goose chase.
Yeah, but it was, the upgrade was not much of an
upgrade. The goose chase upgrade.
I would have rather gotten the kids to bed 20 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
So, hilarious though. And I was like, now I kind of want to work at this hotel so I can send everybody to the ghost room.
744.
Because you literally are just telling yourself you are a moron. You're like, everybody else gets this, and this is the one thing I'm getting stumped on, is not being able to find 744 between 743 and 745.
I won Survivor, but I can't find this hotel room.
Yeah.
Right?
No, not at all. Winning Survivor isn't that big of a deal. It's more like I went to a half year of college. I went to a half year of college, and I still
why go to college?
I can't figure this shit out. I know how numerical order works. So then we got to the Disney hotel, and I think the kids like it. They love the characters. The characters.
Did you stay in more than one place?
Just one place for the night because we got in late, and I was like, "What's the point of spending a bunch of money to just go sleep at Disney?"
Yeah.
So the characters here are so awesome. It must be where the top mimes in the world.
Wow.
They recruit because you can't talk as a character in that thing, and they're communicating with everybody, and they're so funny. And it's like, dude, the top mimes, like, you can't like just come here and work your way up into that. It's like, I went to mime school, I went to clown school, in like, they are so awesome.
$60,000 in mime education.
Yes. And it's like,
there.
and that's why everywhere else you're like, mimes are bullshit, because they have all the best ones here at the Disney resort in Hawaii.
Hogging them all.
Yeah. And they're so funny. Like, I watched 2 kids, And they're even doing it so they all have a chaperone. And I watched Chip and Dale walk around yesterday, and there were some kids that were flipping out, some little babies that were flipping out. They're horrified so they were like, ah. So the chaperone came over to Dale, had already spooked the crap out of the kids.
Yeah.
And Chip was on his way. And so the chaperone came over to Chip and was like, I could see the chaperone being like, don't look at that kid. They flip out. And Dale goes like this with his fingers. He just rubs them together. He's even miming with his chaperone. He's like not even talking to he's just like goes like this, like he's going to get the kid. And the chaperone just like punches him. They're just like, stop. And like, even with someone he works with, he's still like being a full mime. And he ran over and he won the kids' hearts over and was amazing. But yeah, the mimes are here. And I never thought of that until I saw them. And I was like, these are all mimes. They're all mimes in these costumes.
So the rest of the Disney World is like amateur hour. This is like the top people go here.
Because that's all they have here. They don't have rides. Yeah, they don't have rides. They don't have. They need the mimes here.
They're the stars here.
Dude, it sounds so fun. Just walking around a hotel with awkward interactions.
And my kids are like too shy to talk to them, so they're just like, look at me, and I'm like,
don't look at me, mime.
Minnie Mouse, you want to hear a joke? Marlo's got a joke. And then Minnie will be like, yes.
You're like their handlers.
Yeah, and then Marlo will tell a joke. And Minnie will like laugh like that and move back and forth and think it's so funny. And yeah, they're good. I just had another employee pop out and look through one of these doors.
No characters. I can't wait till the first character comes by.
Oh my God, I'll probably shit my pants.
In excitement.
Imagine. I mean, it wouldn't be great for the podcast, but you can get one of them miming characters there.
Get some free mime time here on the
one-on-one as they come out of the crew members only or characters only or whatever that
room must smell like a sweaty sock.
Yeah, I thought that too. And then we have beachfront and there's some water slides and stuff, so that's fun too. But yeah,
okay. So overall, rave reviews. It sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, if you have kids that are in that age category, yeah. If not, just go to the Four Seasons next door. Probably about the same price.
All right. Here with us from the closet, it's Danny Bryson. Danny, how are you?
I am in the closet here.
Yes.
I'm ensconced in color and clothing, and
the closet's giving one season, winter. Lots of coats.
The only season it gives, and that's not even all my coats. But yeah, I'm doing great. I just glad I didn't travel. I'm glad I didn't have someone. I'm a sympathetic puker, so being on a plane with someone who's puking could result in me also puking.
I couldn't smell it because Rachel also is like that. She's a reactionary puker, so I took careful stock of noticing.
It was all fluid, all liquor.
Yeah.
And well, they used to come out and spill coffee. You know, they like put coffee on it, the tray or whatever. That's what they
sawdust.
Used to
I think they used to do in like the school.
But the coffee smells much better than the puke. So just glad I wasn't there.
Okay. And I just got back from, I don't have any horrific travel stories, but I did just get back from South by. That's what you say.
Is that what the cool people say?
SXSW. Yeah, they call it South by.
Oh,
I
so
call
like
it
if you're
Southwest.
If you're walking around Austin, they don't even, because you're already in the Southwest.
Yeah,
so and they just say South by.
Yeah.
Did you see any mimes on the street?
No, I didn't see any mimes.
Even if they were, they'd be B.
Yeah, right. Would Rob even talk about it after Tyson's whole mime thing? Nah.
I'm not even sure why they call it that, because I feel like it's not really. You're not really in the Southwest. It's more like kind of Central Texas.
Yeah, Southwest is
just sounds cooler.
New Mexico, Arizona.
Maybe it's the Southwest part of Austin. I don't know.
Central by Central.
Is Texas considered the southwest of the United States?
I don't think so.
Start an argument with a Texan over this.
Yeah.
You're south of the Southwest? Is that what it is? I don't know.
The most annoying thing you can do is get in an argument with a Texan.
Who said that?
I said that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, about their state. You can get in arguments with them about other stuff, but
anyway, quick trip this weekend. I was there from It was interesting. I feel like I go to these things that are more like conferences, and this was a little bit more, it's spread out. They take over the whole city. You have to go to a lot of parties, and there's also a lot of lines. They love making you wait in lines at South by Southwest because that's how they can show how cool something is from the outside. If there's a line around the corner.
Yeah, interesting. There's lines here actually, but they're weird because you'll be in a line, and when you get to the front of the line, they make you stand in a different spot for a little while before you get to pass the line.
A line to a spot.
Yes.
Interesting.
And it's every time they're like, "Oh, are you here for this?" Yes. Okay, stand in that line. Okay. And then you get to the front of the line. They're like, "Are you the next in line?" You're like, "I think so." And they're like, "Yeah, stand right there."
Do they have line mimes?
They
No
don't.
line mimes. Sometimes there's a person with a sign like end of line is over here.
Oh man, that's a job. Okay, what's at the end of the lines? Gold
Parties and stuff like that. Yeah.
No party's worth a line.
No party's worth a line.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So lots of lines that you have to stand in, and you have to know people. You got to be like on certain, like you could be on the list, but you're not on the right list.
Oh man, lists.
A lot of lists you have to be
Lines?
on also, Danny.
Were you on all the lists?
No, was not.
Yeah.
Whatever list you needed to be on for the really good parties, I was not on. And I'm not interested enough in the party to wait on the long line.
Yeah, no. And
Like if you want me to come to your party, I got to be on the list to get in right away, because if I have to sit on the line for more than 30 minutes, like I'd rather be in my room.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't want to be in that party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But we're all back together here today, and
Finally.
let's talk about some of what's going on here in the world. And of course, a lot of people very focused on eggs and the price of eggs. And
Don't get Liz started.
yes, expensive. I gotta be in my own experience at Sam's Club. I didn't think that they were that expensive.
I get egg lectures every week.
Yeah.
Egg lectures with charts.
I don't know
drawn
what
by
they
hand.
were.
Well, who did she vote for? It could be her fault.
I have no. The thing is, I have no idea
Secret ballot,
what eggs
Tyson.
we're at.
Yeah, super
And
valid.
so,
That's what I'm saying.
Tell me how much eggs are currently. Doesn't
Yeah.
help me because I'm like I don't know what they were before.
So apparently, and there's a lot of tensions with our neighbors to the north and to the south, but that we're stopping a lot of eggs trying to get smuggled in across the border.
We're stopping them.
Yeah,
So
that
you're not allowed to.
customs.
You're not allowed to smuggle eggs in from.
I guess
Canada?
we only want American eggs because customs officers have seized 3,768 egg seizures, and I'm not sure each egg is a seizure.
yeah.
Oh, I
wonder if-
thought you meant each egg was having.
And they've only
this.
had
Yeah.
352 fentanyl seizures.
I wonder if there's a declaration. It's like you can only bring in a dozen or fewer eggs. Like where's the limit for eggs?
Yeah, you can bring in
eggs
a carton of cigarettes and a half dozen eggs.
and one fentanyl pill.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
That's fair. That is fair. Yes.
And I guess with things like the bird flu, I guess we are trying to keep the eggs that we are not lording over out of the country. Because
Yeah,
we're trying to.
We had to kill a bunch of birds,
Mhm.
egg-laying birds.
Is the
because
Federal
they got some
Reserve
kind of carrying eggs? They got rid of all the gold and put eggs out there in the vaults.
yeah.
That's why Trump went and did a tour of it to see if
If
the
only
eggs were
we
still
didn't
there.
kill
Yeah.
the goose that
Yes.
laid the golden eggs.
Yeah. Those. I mean.
Oh, two birds with one. Well, wow,
Yeah.
two
One
birds
bird.
with one stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these egg seizures, how
Yeah.
awesome is it to be working at the border though? Because your family's eating eggs every day.
But
I guess
they
so.
could be
They could
bird
be.
flu eggs.
Maybe. And-
You just have to cook them. You have to scramble them. That's what I read.
Oh, is that
Oh.
if you cook them, they're fine?
If you cook them all the way through, you'll be okay. is what
Okay,
I-
so maybe
I
we
heard.
should just be like hard boiling all these eggs that we seize at the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have like a big cauldron going at all times.
I mean,
and
if
then,
you have to cook it all the way through, I think scrambled is
This would be a great
the most delicious way.
episode of Border Patrol. Like you go into the evidence seizure room and it's like, oh my gosh, the eggs
Eat
are all missing.
Everybody eats 6 dozen eggs.
Yeah, I mean, eggs are good, right? I
Yeah.
didn't realize I liked eggs so much until Liz started
You
telling me
couldn't have
how
them.
expensive they were. I'm
Oh,
like, I
dude.
really like these now that they cost a lot. When they
Yeah.
were cheap, I couldn't,
yeah.
You
I did
barely
eat a lot
broke
of
them
them, too.
down.
So they're finding that they are smuggling eggs in vehicles, sometimes in small quantities
yeah.
for personal use or sometimes for larger amounts. They might hide eggs in luggage, cargo, or repackage them in other products.
So, but they're bringing them in vehicles. So if Danny and I were to somehow get across the border, walk across the border with
A backpack full of eggs?
yes.
Well, they can tell if you're walking very gingerly, that's how they can also stop you.
Yeah, because you can't run. They know you can't run.
I rode my bike across the Canadian border, and surprisingly, I got stopped and interviewed for quite some time on a bike. So they're not messing around. Just because Tyson shows up with a giant, backpack, frame backpack,
We're hiking through the Rockies. We're not going on a like a road. We're gonna find a.
You're going to go through the brush with your eggs, which you have to walk super slow, as we said.
Yes.
There's easier things to smuggle. It feels like maybe if you're smuggling eggs, you might turn to fentanyl. Now that there's so fewer seizures, they're much smaller. You don't have to be gentle.
There's a lot of there is a lot. You're right. There is a lot
per pound. I've got to imagine that. Well, fentanyl, I guess, is pretty cheap, but per pound, there's got to be better things to smuggle, like maple syrup. I don't know what's that. The street value of Canadian cheese.
Well, you could end up ending up with fines, confiscated goods, and occasionally criminal charges. Imagine going to jail for smuggling eggs.
Canadian jail.
Hilarious.
What's that like?
No, you go to Canadian jail or you go to U.S. jail?
I don't know. At the border, do they just flip a coin as far as who gets to make the arrest?
No,
I feel like if you're a Canadian citizen and you're breaking American law coming in, I don't know, do they just send you back? Can you get extradited back to Canada?
That's true. I don't know how borders work all the time, but it seems like there's lots of different agents walking around.
Does Canada care if you're trying to smuggle? Like, hey, where are you taking our eggs?
Yeah, they could. Now they could.
Or do they care if you're bringing American eggs and be like, these are the primos. They're $19 a gallon.
These chickens were fed steroids. They gave birth to like fist-sized eggs.
Grade A premium. They don't even have that ranking system in Canada.
You get a jumbo egg in America, and then you compare it. It's like quail eggs. That's what they have in Canada in comparison to ours.
Is that true?
No, I'm just saying that. It's an inflammatory remark.
I use a lot of liquid egg whites, and I don't know if the price has gone up. I forgot to check.
They store those for so long, the price won't be affected by modern egg prices for another 6 years.
Those would be easier to smuggle. You could create like a dummy gas tank and just put all the egg whites in there.
They'll never know.
They'll never know.
Yeah, there's
if you get into a car crash though with a fake gas tank filled with egg yolk, whites, whatever, it's going to be a mess, a big, sticky, crispy mess.
So will you get in trouble for bringing across cooked eggs? Could you just scramble them all before you?
Yeah, if you had like a vat of egg salad, can you get across the border with that?
They shouldn't because it smells so bad.
You know how they throw away the drugs before the police pull them over. They try and flush them down the toilet. You're just trying to cook up all your eggs. A giant cauldron in the back.
Emergency Bunsen burner just for that occasion.
Yeah. In international news today, a man was stopped at the U.S.-Canadian border with a ton of egg salad.
Well, he was going to separate the eggs out later from the salad and then sell it on the street.
That's how you do it.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about something. Okay, this was something I actually did learn about at South by Southwest, and it has to do with genetic engineering. And a woolly mouse has been created. And this made some news this week as Colossal Bioscience has engineered and revealed the first ever woolly mouse. They've taken DNA from the woolly mammoth and injected it into a mouse.
Why?
Does it? I was going to ask the same thing as Pete. Does it have tusks? Like how it is?
That would be cool.
Yeah, that
would be so cool.
Like if I'm looking at this, I'm like, am I thinking this mouse doesn't look right? It looks prehistoric, or is it like, oh, it's just like a regular mouse, but it has DNA inside it? So if you were a scientist and you studied the DNA, you could eventually see there was woolly mammoth in it. But I'm not seeing it.
This is the woolly mouse.
Yeah, the pictures show it as being.
They look pretty cute.
They look cute.
Yeah, but tusks, that's next level.
No
Yeah.
tusks
That's
yet.
so cool.
And do you think they fluffed these up on purpose just to
Hair
be
dryer.
I think they might have blown dry these guys a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, yeah,
This is
this
just
is
first
nothing.
steps to a real woolly mammoth.
That whatever that was a $10 trillion worth of funding to
Science
make that
right there.
happen.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, there's this company, Colossal Biosciences, and they are in the business of de-extincting animals. Tyson, as the father nature, do you like this idea that they are potentially going to be able to re-engineer potentially extinct species?
I saw a movie about this, and it didn't go good all 6 times
No.
that they kept trying to do it.
Yeah. Chaos theory. It
Was it? I don't even know how many Jurassic Park movies there are now.
was like 15.
Yeah, there's a lot, and there's more coming.
And
You know
there
what?
is more coming.
Realistically, they can only bring back a small number, or potentially bring back, because I think
Yeah.
you have to have a pretty good DNA sample. And so you have to find something that's like frozen in tundra, decently preserved. How many? You're not finding velociraptors that aren't wrapped in, now stone.
So there was a keynote at South by Southwest, and I went to it because it was moderated by Joe Manganiello, and he was talking with the creator of Colossal Biosciences, and he was asking him about this with the dinosaurs. The issue is that the dinosaurs lived like 65 billion years ago, and we only have DNA to be able to bring something back that is potentially from like 1 million years ago.
Yeah. Gosh, the world is really old. Dinosaurs 40 million years ago to 60 million years ago. But think about that. Just 1 million years ago.
Because
A
we don't have
million
the
years?
DNA samples to be able to bring back these things.
I mean, if you're committing like crimes, after 1 million years, you can rest easy.
the statute of limitations is over.
It's
I
a
think.
million years. Yeah, they can't find it with the black light, and you're safe. But
Yeah.
I honestly think I've seen potentially the mammoth, the woolly mammoth, maybe like a saber-toothed tiger. The number of species that could come back that are that cool is very limited. So nothing to get excited about. And the mice, that's just a waste.
Yeah. They're saying like the excitement is not necessarily from creating these other like genetically modified animals, but for ultimately like if we're able to figure all this stuff out, like what does it open up in terms of humans? What would you be able to do?
I bet Brian Johnson knows. He's probably getting injected with woolly mammoth DNA like every day.
Woolly mammoth
so?
DNA?
yeah.
Could you ultimately reverse the aging process from this type of experimentation? So it seems like that they are like this is just a step on the way to something.
What do you think it's a step on the way?
Disease.
T-Rex mice?
See, I don't even
T-Rex
know
humans.
ultimately, yeah, I guess they could potentially bring back an animal, which would be, nice for conservationists. But I think that they're thinking about like for like the health benefits of humans, hopefully, that if you have a better understanding of some of this stuff, you'd be able to, help and help certain people and be able to maybe fix some illness.
With mammoth DNA?
I don't think, well, this is, I think, just
Tyson.
proof of concept.
He's just trying to say that the more that we learn about, mammoth, whatever, the more we understand ourselves, and we can actually potentially find solutions to human problems.
I think this works for a time to get funding, but I think after a while, we're going to be onto them. Like if they're like, yeah, $20 trillion, we're going to turn mammoth DNA into mice, and they're going to look a little fluffier after a blow dry. Next steps after that are we're going to put saber-toothed tiger DNA into mice, and they're going to look extra fluffy after a blow dry.
Or what if like a
And then
mammoth blood mask is like so rejuvenating for your facial skin? So you just pour a cup of mammoth blood on your body, and it's just like boom, you're glowing the next day. Could be, Tyson. It's just
that could be.
You don't even understand all the potential of woolly mammoth body parts for human longevity.
No, I guess I don't. I guess
Crawl into the belly like they do on Star Wars and sleep.
What if you had your arms?
Cradle of a woolly mammoth.
The tauntaun?
The tauntaun, yeah, that they'll call it, like you go in there and it's just like a full body rejuvenation.
And you have to. So it's just like
Brian Johnson does.
Yeah.
He just every day he slices open a new mammoth and crawls into its intestinal cradle. and sleeps, and he comes out looking so young, so strong, multiple like erections all night long.
Yeah.
Or
Why
like
did the
a guy.
tauntaun look like that inside? It was all gloppy. And is that how tauntauns really look inside, or was that a fake tauntaun?
I don't know. I kind of feel like probably it's real.
I think that.
I think if you like cut a yak open with like a laser sword, I think that's kind of like what it would look like.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. That's laser sword. That 101 right
I think
there.
that was realistic. That was practical effects.
Also, if you crawl into an animal on a cold night,
Yeah.
what you're going to do is wake up encased in frozen animal goo, like you are now locked in.
You're
Death
done.
is just around the corner, and you look stupid. When they find your body in the spring, they'll be like, "It appears he's trying to have sex with a tauntaun."
No, they
And
won't.
died in the process.
Like first ever documented tauntaun pregnant with a full adult human.
You'd be in all the medical journals.
You're right. You would
get a lot of
be.
funding for that.
Especially if they found it 10,000 years later, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you hear the wind or not really on my
No.
mic? Okay.
No.
That'd
Are you
be
okay? You
nice.
seem like you're on the move. Are they
Well, a
doing-
lady came over and was like, "We're starting at like we have a conference at like," and I was like, "What time?" Because I wouldn't go to a conference if I worked for you at this hour.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
she was
insane.
like at like 6:15, and I was like, "Oh, that's another half hour." But I moved a little ways away just
like-
because I didn't like her.
Mhm.
Trading begins in Hong Kong in 10 minutes. We need you to move.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can you? So you can't hear that wind blowing in my face like crazy?
No. Are you
this
cold?
mic is no. I don't care.
The sound of a gentle wind could be really relaxing.
I bet if I
Yeah.
took this thing off, it would do it. This
Yeah, the windscreen.
the windscreen really works.
Mhm.
Wow, that's
Wow.
incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Genetically modified microphones.
Windscreens. Yeah, that's
with
mammoth
enough
technology.
woolly
It's
mammoth
wo-
DNA.
they
it's
use
extra
woolly
fluffy.
mouse DNA to protect it from the wind.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just fluff it with a blow dryer, and it's incredible.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about a big story in technology news that the people over at David's Bridal, they are repositioning, that they are shifting from the aisle to the algorithm as they are focusing on becoming a asset-light, AI-driven business to dominate the wedding industry.
I wonder if that's who's having the meeting near Tyson. David Bridal's little.
I think it is David Bridal's,
Let me
dude.
know.
Yeah, they're studying AI and how it correlates to mime excellence. In the
Well,
business
I mean,
industry.
maybe they're just shifting from human to human marriages, then AI to human marriages, right?
Well,
that what
what
it
they're
is?
doing is they're moving away from manufacturing the inventory to a model where they are able to like make more custom.
Oh, that's a good
gowns.
idea.
You
Yeah.
know, you can't spell David without AI. I don't think people are going to go for this. I don't feel like a lot of brides are like, can I get what does the AI tell me about this?
Why would anyone want to be in this business? I've seen some of those shows where they pick out wedding dresses. Looks like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd rather work on woolly mammoth tech than in the bridal industry. Although this removes maybe less human interaction between the bride, and which would be nice if you work at David Bridal's.
Sasu in your pants in the chat says, "Who wants a wedding dress with 6 fingers? No thanks."
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like
Well-
brides want it to be like a special thing. They don't want to go look at like a computer screen.
Yeah. I mean, you might hook some people because the whole AI thing is a bit, like
Not for everybody.
It's the new Smeat.
the new Smeat. Like everybody's excited about it. They're like, I want to be the first to this thing. So like if you get like Dave and Buster's, who's doing the wedding stuff? Is Dave and Buster's? You said?
David's Bridal. I mean,
David's
Dave
Bridal.
and Buster's should get into the
Why
wedding
not?
industry.
Why not?
So you go there, you go to David's Bridal, and they're like, you're the first customer to ever check out our AI. It's revolutionary. Of course, you're going to explore that option. And if they just said that to everybody, you're the first person, then yeah, I think it's going to work for a time until they've proven that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then it will stop working. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's my take. I think I mean, if it works, great. If it's like
Yeah.
churns out the most beautiful, gorgeous weddings
Oh my
anybody's
gosh,
ever
so
had, and
beautiful.
Dave and Buster's is like, okay, we got to get in on what
Catering.
David Bridal's
Yeah.
doing. Yeah.
Well, David's Bridal is, I think, looking for something to, change their fortunes. They are coming out of a second bankruptcy in 2023.
Two
so I think-
bankruptcies. Dang.
Wow.
That's-
Have they tried to turn mice into woolly mammoths?
Maybe they should team up with Hooters. Hooters can cater. David Bridal's AI will dress all the guests.
Mhm.
And then
One-two punch.
can
Yeah.
Blockbuster jump
I
in?
mean, look,
Yeah.
Danny, what bride isn't going to want to get a dress from Hooters?
Oh my gosh. No, Hooters caters because they're just known for their wings,
Okay.
according to all those basketball players.
Oh, Heather says I'd get married at Dave & Buster's if it was cheap enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, weddings are way too expensive.
I don't think
Okay.
it's cheap enough. I bet it depends on how many games you're going to let all your guests play.
Yeah, tokens. How many
Yeah.
tokens per guest?
Okay.
Yeah. And Mel says David's Bridal is over. Everyone goes to boutiques. Meow.
Oh, yeah. Boutiques meow.
Mm-hmm.
Shout
Okay.
out. Yeah, we knew David's Bridal is like on the brink of death. They've been there twice, and they're just scrambling and hoping that
Yeah.
AI is what we all hoped AI was when we first jumped on it and realized it wasn't. And
They could make a quick pivot and start making bridles for horses instead. They've got the name.
I
should
think
be-
it's spelled differently.
Maybe,
Oh.
but it sounds close.
oh, David's Bridals for horses. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
smart
Interesting.
move. They're welcome.
Yeah. That is a
Yeah.
really smart move.
Okay. All right. So let's get into a story. Be careful if you let your pets sleep in your bed. Now, Danny, you would never do that, right?
Oh my gosh, that'd be disgusting. Whenever I see the cat even thinking about going upstairs, I give it a bad look. And it knows, it's like incensed, like, oh, that guy does not want me to go up there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get
Yeah.
anywhere near my bedroom.
All right. Well, let me tell you a story of what happened when a man let Oreo the dog lay in bed. And he was laying in bed with a female friend, and he happened to also have a loaded gun in the bed with him.
Sexy.
And 1-year-old pit bull Oreo jumped on the bed, got its paw caught on the trigger, and accidentally fired the weapon.
The real thing
Oh.
here is don't let your dog play with your loaded gun.
I thought you were saying that there was a dog with a dog girlfriend, and because the
No,
dog girlfriend
no.
was
That's
there,
kind of what it
the
sounded
dog
Yeah.
had a loaded gun, which is a euphemism for
like. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
dog penis that's about to fire
Yeah.
off. And then
Nope.
what I was picturing as you were saying all these words was way different than what actually was.
I hope that there's an employee near you who just heard you talk about a dog ready to fire off.
You know I'm looking around. You
What?
know I'm looking around.
This story to me is not passing the smell test.
No,
okay?
no.
Because this was in Memphis, and the Memphis Police Department responded to the accidental injury call where this man claimed to be laying in bed with his female friend. He then said that the female friend left and took the gun.
So the gun wasn't even found at the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Dog shooting the man.
Yeah.
Sounds like a scorned woman. And then
I mean, was there even a woman over at all? I don't know if did the woman do
Oh,
it?
I
Was
see.
she not even real?
he just made that up, like
He's
because
like, oh yeah,
So
I
his
was. I
friends.
wasn't just in bed
Yeah.
with by myself with
It
the
was my
dog and the
dog.
gun.
Yeah, it wasn't just
I had a girl here. She left.
that's smart to make
Mhm.
you. They come in, they see a sad guy who's been shot by his dog, and they're like, "This is the saddest scene I've ever come across." It's like, no, it's not like that. There was a
Yeah.
super hot chick. She was here earlier, but she's since gone home.
She left after this
She had
happened.
to
She
go.
left. Write that down in your thing. She was smoking hot.
Yeah.
Can you write that?
Yeah. There were
Write
three
that
of them.
down.
There were actually three of them.
Yeah.
I actually had to turn 2 away because I didn't. That's just a lot of hot chicks, and so write that down.
Yeah.
That's
Let
smart.
me see the report to make sure you
Mhm.
wrote down all the things
Yeah.
I said.
Also,
So-
could you send this report to my mom just so
Mhm.
she knows that I am with hot chicks all the time?
Yeah. So the man is fine. He did get shot
thank
in the
goodness.
leg. I don't know if the dog is being questioned any further.
Can you imagine getting shot anywhere and being fine? I mean, shot in the leg. I
He
can't
got
imagine any
grazed, they
part of
said.
my leg that I would want to have shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No
no,
parts.
nobody wants that, Danny. But if you get grazed, and I heard that it's like, because I knew someone who had been grazed,
Oh,
and they
Right.
said it felt like a stinging hot poker jabbed in the side of their arm.
or
Yeah.
leg, like there was.
Or
Oh,
leg.
they're like it's a clean through and through. You're like, there's nothing clean about this. A bullet has gone through, has penetrated my body, not
Mhm.
consensually, and gone through my leg. There's nothing clean about being shot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that feels better to be shot by a dog than a person because at
I
least
don't
the
think
dog
so.
doesn't have any animosity. It's just like, oh, it's just
Yeah.
a big dog.
Do you think the woman really was there and then left when the guy's dog shot him?
Yeah, oh yeah, shot. I can't. Be
It's like, all right, you know what? This was fun and everything, but check please. Like,
I think-
you and your homicidal dog.
I think it partly could, because I think she could be like, I don't have time to wait here for the police and then give a
Oh, yeah.
report. And
But
I
why'd
don't
she
want to be
take the
part of that.
gun?
That's the part that doesn't make
It
sense.
was probably hers, or he's a felon and he couldn't have a gun, and so he's like, it was her gun.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? He's like, I can't remember.
Yeah. I know her name was.
I don't think she had a name actually.
Yeah, she said she didn't have a name.
Names aren't that big of a deal.
Yeah, I'm not into names, so I don't really. It's not like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I asked her once. She said she didn't have a name. I just assumed she probably didn't. And
Yeah.
that's that. Like, why are you hounding me for a name?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So more on this story as it
Oh
develops.
my goodness.
Okay. Then we have another story of the authorities being called as a 4-year-old in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin, called 911 to report his mom eating his ice cream.
Wait, Tyson, didn't you do something like this with your kids, where you ate their candy?
He ate
and
their
you
Girl
filmed
Scout
it?
cookies.
Yeah, you filmed it to show you secretly scarfing their cookies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're lucky they didn't call the cops after seeing the footage.
That's true. They still bring that up. They still think it's so funny because they're like, I only got 2. And I said, I only got 17. So now anytime we go anywhere, they're like, you can't have that. They're like, oh, because you only had 17 of them already. So yeah. It's
At least they didn't
rude.
waste police resources
Yeah.
Yeah.
after seeing the video.
So this 4-year-old boy called up 911 to report his mom. He said, my mom is being bad. Come get my mommy. Well, it's kind of a bad kid.
Okay, that sounds not great.
Take my mom to
Yeah.
jail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he tell them on the phone why?
No. He
So
was
I guess
smart. He wanted him to get
The
there.
mom picked up the phone and explained that he was upset because she ate the kid's ice cream, and she didn't realize that he called 911.
Okay. And did they still show up?
Well, the police showed up and they brought the kid an ice cream treat, turning the
Whoa,
situation into a
that-
lighthearted moment.
There you go. The ultimate. Oh, and this is on AOL.com. Nice to know that's
Mhm.
still a thing.
Do we think this really happened?
Yeah, I think it really happened, but it's one of those stories where you're like, I'm paying my taxes so that the police can deliver ice cream to kids. Like, don't tell this to other kids.
Well, if you
Mhm.
got a call from a cute 4-year-old about ice cream, or a guy who claims that a dog shot him with his girlfriend's gun in his bed, I mean, which house are you going to?
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
ice
I'm
cream
going to ice cream kid, but also, like, is that why eggs are so expensive? I don't get it.
Yeah. So here are the 2 police officers who responded to the call. They brought ice cream
Mhm.
to the kid.
And also, this is just rewarding bad behavior.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of true.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot to it.
But I just wonder,
yeah.
like, did the police have like a PR firm that's like, okay, this is like, we need some good press.
I think they do.
Put this
Actually,
story out here.
I do think they actively look for stories like this.
Mhm.
Cute stories they can have on the front page of the
Yeah.
community, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are the 2 police officers who showed up, and and maybe this happens all the time. How many, like, we don't have any 911 dispatchers that I know, but how many times do kids call up 911 to report like, oh, my sister took my toy?
My kids just told me a 911 story about a kid who called about his homework being too hard. So I bet you
Mhm.
that kind of often.
Yeah. So I think that they have a readout of the 911 call where the kid called up and they said, what's your emergency? He said, my mom is being bad. Come and get my mommy. come and get my mommy before the mom got on the phone.
That doesn't sound good. Just if it had stopped there, they would have come in
Mm-hmm.
guns drawn for sure.
Yeah, they would have kicked the door in with a SWAT team.
Ice cream in
Mhm.
hand.
Yeah. And then the mom said, okay, so we were trying to catch him because he said he's going to call 911.
Yeah.
And the boy said, no, I called the police and I told her to come get my mommy. And I just told her to put her in jail. So leave me alone. Seems like a bad kid. This kid maybe needs to get cut off.
Yeah,
Get
he
that
should
monkey
never
off
have
his
gotten-
back.
Should have never gotten any ice cream.
My guess is his future interaction with police won't be as nice. So he'll learn quickly.
This kid loves ice cream.
Ice cream's pretty good.
Mhm.
Ice cream is good, but I mean, still, I don't know.
But
I don't
Tyson,
know.
it is annoying when your kid won't share with you. It's like, I paid for it.
You don't have to tell me. Like
What do you mean you're not giving me any?
Yeah, I bought these 2 giant Dole Whips. So you guys know what a Dole Whip is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have watermelon Dole Whips too, and they do a swirl. So yesterday we bought each kid a giant watermelon pineapple Dole Whip, delicious. And I was like, "Oh, can I try some? I just want a bite." And they both said no.
Right.
And I had a Coke that I was drinking. And then Bergen was like, "Oh, I'm thirsty. Can I have a sip of your Coke?" And I was like, "No, you can't have." And she's like, "I'll give you some of my ice cream." I was like, "Oh, okay, there we go. Now
We're getting somewhere.
yeah."
Wheeling and dealing.
So then she gave me the tiniest bite of her Dole Whip, and I took it, and then I put the straw in her mouth, and as soon as a drop of fluid touched her mouth, I yanked the straw out, and she's like, "I didn't give very much." I was like, "Yeah, I didn't give very much ice cream."
Mhm.
We both didn't give very much. So then she was learning. She gave me a big scoop of ice cream. She got a big swig of soda. It was
Look at this.
Yeah.
You should write a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
It was a win-win because I didn't want all my soda anyways, but I did want to taste the ice cream. So yeah, kids, it's so annoying. They're like, "This is mine." It's like, I mean, technically I did gift it to you tax-free,
Yeah.
but
I think the earlier observation that you're reinforcing bad behavior is the best observation we've made about this story. Is that by bringing him ice cream gives him the idea that reporting his mom is great and that police will always bring you ice cream.
yes.
Yeah.
I think they should have staged a false arrest, taken mommy away.
I do feel though that Danny, that the police are incentivized to have more people narking.
Say good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Call on your parents. We're totally okay with that.
Like, hey, you see some bad behavior? Call it in. Let us know.
But if they had
Yeah.
staged, like if they had talked to the mom, be like, "Hey, we're gonna kick the door down, we're gonna tase you, and then drag you to the car. We promise you, he'll never call the cops again."
Yeah, that's
That
what
would
they
be
should
way
have
more
done, dude.
effective.
Kicked in, accidentally injured him in the process a little bit, and just
Mhm.
been like,
Hit
No.
by the door as it comes.
No, I
down.
think you teach the kid a real lesson. The police come in, they
Take the
they
mom.
arrest mommy in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Watch,
Absolutely.
like you see mommy dragged off in cuffs until he cries and says, "Please don't take my mom away."
"Yeah, and you're too late, kid. You're the one that called."
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
good job.
This
Yeah.
is what you wanted.
We're
This is
throwing her
what you
away,
wanted.
and we're locking her up and throwing away the key.
Here's your new dad, a scary guy.
You're trading a mom for a dad.
You always have the scariest dude on hand to
Mhm.
just be like, "I'm your new dad."
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's exactly
So
what
much
should have
more
happened.
effective.
But the thing is that the police, like, that is definitely effective, and it's very helpful to the community to do that. But for the police, they want the positive PR. They want to be on AOL.com
Mhm.
with
Yeah, and
feel good story.
Something like that could quickly spiral out of control when someone not in on the
Yeah.
joke is like, "Hey, what's going on here?" They get tased, and then it's like
The whole
they
neighborhood
have
is
a
like,
stroke, and then people
Yeah.
start to riot, and then the whole thing is just like, this started off as just like a lesson to a kid,
Yeah.
and now it's just out of control.
And instead, this is what we get: is they call in and they're like, "Hey, everybody, get a load of this." This little boy called and tattle told on his mom, and Chief Chalmers is like, "Okay, this is perfect PR. We could make AOL.com if we play this right."
The finest news
This
agency.
is a golden opportunity. Yeah. Nothing gets me more irate though is when my kids think they can tell on me to my wife.
Yeah.
Forget the police.
Narcs.
When they come in and like, Mom, you know what Dad did? Just shut up.
Yeah, my kids do that about one thing, and it's so their toilet in their bathroom has a slight leak, and you can tell that it's always running. So I go and turn it off when I know that nobody's going to be around for a while.
Okay.
And Rachel hates it because she doesn't know that to turn it on, you just twist a thing. And so she is like, just leave it on all the time. I was like, I'm not paying for all that water that's just constantly flowing in the toilet. And so the girls know that Rachel hates that I don't just leave it running the whole time. So they tell on me every time they catch it turned off.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they're going for.
Yeah. And I should just be like, okay, well, we're getting divorced now because of that.
Yeah.
Good job, kids. This is on you. A lot of parents will say it's not your fault. But
and I try to
I'm
say to them,
telling
like, hey, guys, listen, Mommy has no chill. Okay?
And then they go and tell her that you said that.
They're like, oh, yeah. And she'll like throw it, and she's like, you know, they tell me everything, right? I'm like, yeah, the little snitches.
Yeah. They didn't get it from me.
Stitches.
Yeah, I try to tell them, like, hey, guys, like, there's going to be some things we're not going to tell Mom.
Yeah. Have they learned?
No.
Yeah, that's
They'll
just the
figure
way
it out.
it is.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, but it might be too late.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then for everybody over at David's Bridal, before you go all in on the AI stuff, just a story that is in Fortune magazine that reveals that there were studies done at places like Yale and Zurich University that found that ChatGPT exhibits behavior similar to anxiety when exposed to distressing prompts like violent content or traumatic scenarios, leading to more biased and erratic responses. And so that they need to give ChatGPT mindfulness-based prompts and guided meditation and deep breathing exercises to calm down ChatGPT.
Stop it.
Danny, I'm reporting what's being said.
This is ridiculous. They always want to give these AIs, these programs, this like human element. Oh, they're just like us. They're just like us. They're not like us. It's just a computer. It's an algorithm with prompts, stealing content from humans and regurgitating it in a different format. It's just like, no, shut up. That's not that. It doesn't suffer from anxiety. What is ChatGPT anxiety? How is that displayed? Who's making that call? They're projecting their own anxiety from all the massive amount of.
Yeah.
I mean, no, that's dumb.
I suspect you're telling ChatGPT about some like horrific thing that happened. It's probably going to respond with some kind of sense of urgency, and then I think that when you talk to it about like mindfulness and deep breathing, then it ultimately will respond to you in a more nuanced, calm manner.
Yeah, the prompts you're giving it are, if you're asking about violence, the information you're getting back is going to be chaotic and crazy. I totally agree with you. I think this is such a waste. They could have spent more money on woolly mammoth research than ChatGPT anxiety. And it needs time for mindfulness. Get out of here. Okay. Get out of here.
All right. I wasn't expecting Danny to have such a visceral response to this
because
story.
They keep trying to tell us that, they're so right around the corner is sentience and
humanoids.
It's just no, that they're not. That this is nothing. They're not going to become aware. This isn't Skynet. The singularity isn't right around the corner. It's like, these things.
Well, maybe you're wrong, Danny.
That rely on human prompts.
Yeah.
They're not thinking for themselves. They don't need therapists. Get out of my face.
Okay. All right.
Hype.
Danny, are you ready to get into our face with this week's A Bolt Hole?
Oh, yeah. I've got a sweet investment opportunity for everyone. So
okay. All right. Stay tuned for that. All right.
Yep. Is it eggs?
Food related.
I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong.
Yeah.
So First of all, I am looking at this text I just got. It says, "Hello, this is the New York Stock Exchange recruiting department."
Oh,
Oh, I got
Oh,
one of those this morning too.
yeah, but their email account address is ov737gouzvcua@hotmail. So very reliable.
mhm.
But that's not the investment opportunity I'm talking about. If you have tons of cash sitting around and you're just like, what do I put it into? Right?
Yeah, tell me.
Volatile
Tell me.
market out there. Well, your opportunity to invest in a Cheeto shaped Charizard
Oh yeah.
has come and gone. It sold at auction for $87,840 at
How
the
much?
Golden Auction House. $87,840.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how the cost of this card is just going to go up, up, and up. So along with all of your other rare Pokemon cards, now
It's
you've
not a
got
card. It's a Cheeto.
No, I know. I said along with your
Oh,
rare Pokemon cards, you also have the Cheeto shaped Charizard. I mean, you're just sitting. You can just relax. Is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Your future is secure. You don't need to stress about anything because
Mhm.
that's just going to go through the roof.
Yeah. What do they expect the valuation on the Cheeto to become?
Oh, I mean, the sky's the limit with
Mhm.
a Cheeto shaped.
It's a one of one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a one of one. So you've got that. And it does kind of look like a Charizard. It is a flaming Cheeto for those of you who are trying to understand what I'm saying. A flaming
Yeah. Let me see if
Cheeto
I can find a picture of it.
shaped like and they call it the Cheetozard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cheetozard. So you've got the Cheetozard. You put that in the family vault for the grandkids. They take that out in 50 years and they build an empire, an AI
Will it retain
empire.
its shape and everything?
So my thought is that's going to grease up that card pretty hardcore. You know, like when you leave a chip somewhere, like on a piece of paper, and you come
Mhm.
back, you're like, "Whoa, no way!" I feel like that card is going to become very soggy.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
also want to meet the person who was just like in a bag of flaming hot Cheetos and was like, "Oh my god, guys,
Yeah.
is this a Charizard?" And everybody like, look at that Cheeto,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, "No." And he's like, lays it on the card. They're like, I mean, it is a pretty close footprint to a Charizard.
Yeah,
This
think
was
he's
a
like-
great investment opportunity for the person who found the original Cheeto.
Yeah,
That
cute.
person did
imagine?
very well.
Everyone around him was like, "Dude, no one's going to buy that. You're such an idiot."
Mhm.
And now he's driving around in his Tesla Cybertruck. He got the last laugh.
Yeah.
Yep.
He got
You
the
know,
last laugh.
Your best case scenario is like Logan Paul wants it or something like that, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that's
don't know.
exactly the kind of person.
I don't know who you're
buys it.
flipping this to.
Oh, I think you've nailed it. An online personality. I
Yeah.
guarantee some YouTuber bought
It's
this.
like, I'm
Eat it.
about to eat the $90,000
Yep.
Cheeto flaming hot Cheeto.
It was like that stupid banana that was taped to the wall, and then the guy paid what $800,000 for it, and then just ate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people, they should be giving us the money if they just want to just.
That's
throw
what
it
I'm
away.
saying.
Sasu in your pants says, do you look at Cheetos before you eat them? Because I never, I fully blindly reach
That's
in
true.
and chomp. Yeah, there could be one of these in every
Yeah.
bag. Nobody's
Yeah.
ever checked.
I dump. Sometimes I'll dump them
Dump
so I
into
don't
your
get
palm. Yeah,
so I don't get finger hand.
such a good
Cheeto
strategy.
Mhm.
fingers. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've probably eaten 1,000,000 Cheetozards.
Yeah.
Probably
Even
$1 million worth of Cheetozards.
Wow.
at
It's like-
least.
yeah.
At least $1 million worth of Cheetozards. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
All right. Should we work on our thumbnail for today's
yeah.
episode? All right. So let me open up my thread.
How about a
here.
guy on the
Cheetozards.
streets trying to illegally sell eggs? You know,
Or
like
maybe
shady.
we go a different route and tell AI to just like take some deep breaths and take the morning off and relax and do some stretching and some mindfulness.
Okay. Yeah.
How about I'll just tell it to take a deep breath before I give you the next instruction.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah.
A deep, relaxing breath,
hmm
not a deep breath, because that could be
Deep.
stressful.
when
Relaxing.
it realizes
breath.
it can't breathe,
Yeah.
that would be cause great anxiety.
Okay.
Ugh.
All right. Got that, Danny. Okay. So now what were you suggesting?
I was suggesting a crime scene where it looks like a shady character is selling eggs.
Oh,
on
the
the
crime
street
scene's
corner.
going to stress it out, Danny.
With a dog holding a gun.
It's going to get very
No, I like that. A dog
anxious.
holding up someone who has a ton of eggs.
Okay. All right. So What's a friendlier word than holding up? How about okay?
Pointing.
Yeah, maybe mugging.
I think a dog
I don't
pointing a gun at
Mhm.
at a backpacker
At
carrying a
someone
bunch
with
of
a bunch of eggs.
All right. Can you make a thumbnail of a dog?
Sticking up.
Let's do mugging
With a gun.
a person with a backpack full of eggs.
Mhm.
Yeah. In a bridal dress, wearing a bridal dress.
With a pet woolly mouse.
In a bridal gown. Now, is the man wearing the bridal gown or
Yes.
is the dog?
The man is.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Wearing a bridal gown with a woolly mouse nearby. Okay, let's see how that goes. Danny, what's coming up for you this week?
Well, I had a very stressful weekend.
Oh no, what happened?
So I'm trying to have some mindfulness. My 12-year-old plays in a bantam league. Is that what that's called?
Yes.
Basketball bantam league. And he got to the finals.
Okay.
I don't care for sports, right? I don't care at all. I don't even know what the Falley's calling, but I was so stressed. My blood pressure was through the roof for my kid. Every time my kid would take a shot, I was like grinding my teeth. I had to get up and walk around, and Liz was yelling in one ear about the coach not playing him enough. The women around me, all the moms were like screeching like phantom beasts. It was just such a stressful situation. I came out of like, he had to play 2 games over a period of like 3.5 hours. It was as if I had worked out all day, the amount of sweat. And it was like gross smelling sweat, just stress sweat.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I can't do this. I can't
That's
do
love.
this
I
every
think
day.
that's love.
I don't care about sports, but it was like
Mhm.
totally stressful to sit there.
Did
and watch
Liz
my
want you
kid.
to go say something about the playing
She's
time?
like, can you be the assistant coach? I'm like, what? I don't know anything about basketball. She's like, I'm gonna go talk to him after the game. I'm like, please do not talk to the coach
Mhm.
after the game. She's like, I don't know anything, but I'm gonna become the assistant. I'm like, no, they will not.
Liz is
hire
going to
you
be the
as
assistant?
like, you don't know anything. Why would they ever hire you as the assistant? Oh, it was so stressful. And so, yeah, I'm just taking, my time recovering from that because I'm sure it did permanent damage to my heart those 2 or 3 hours on Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
my girl dances, but since it's like a group thing and they have rehearsal, it's kind of like more planned out. Whereas basketball, anything can happen. And it was like kids were crying. The coaches were screaming at the refs. It was unlike
Intense.
anything I've been involved with.
Yeah. Sounds like you liked it.
Oh, I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rob, what do we have?
All right, got an image here. Okay. So
No smiles from Rob,
we didn't. There's no gun.
Wow. I don't
but
know what's happening here.
but I like it.
The dog is wearing the wedding dress. He is chasing the man. Seems like the dog is trying to marry the man.
Yes, he's like, marry me.
But there is a backpack full of
and
eggs.
a woolly mammoth
Yeah.
and a woolly mouse.
Like, there's a cop getting involved right there.
Yeah. I don't know if there was a 911 call, but I think it's all there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't hate it.
Yeah. I don't know what the number 3 sign means, but
It's
Sometimes-
absolutely so insane that it does kind of work.
Shotgun
Okay.
dog wedding.
Yeah.
And hopefully it didn't stress out ChatGPT too much.
I hope that's not too stressed because that will ruin
why
it
is
for
the
everybody.
dog chasing the guy with the eggs?
I like how it has like a little egg mouse or whatever that thing was, the bottom right.
Yeah, that's the woolly mouse.
That's the woolly mouse.
yeah.
Not accurate.
Not properly
I
blow
think it's more
dried.
of a sheep mouse that they made.
Hey, Tyson,
Yeah.
I was promised a sunrise, and I noticed that you
Oh,
do not yet have like a nice, beautiful sunrise.
yeah.
It's
I
coming
didn't-
though. It's on
Yeah, I
its
didn't
way.
realize that.
It's
Yeah,
on
it's
its way.
the sky has lit up.
Yeah, it's definitely on its way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, is that the conference? Are they speaking? Like I hear
I
very
don't know.
faint noise in the background.
No, there's nobody speaking. There's like a delivery truck,
birds.
and there's
Oh,
birds. There's delivery
birds.
truck
Those
and
are
there's
birds. So
birds.
relaxing.
Got it. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, well, Tyson, what else is going on?
Survivor. I'm gonna be watching Survivor at like 2 a.m. and then
Mm-hmm.
recording it tomorrow, and then just hanging out with the family. We got a couple more days here at the resort and then back home, and that's it. That's
How long
all
are you
I
there
got.
until?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. So you'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
And then just a nice quiet week for me now that I'm back from Texas.
Quiet week? Really?
I mean, quiet-ish, as quiet as it gets
travel.
during the Survivor season.
Yeah.
All
I
the podcasts.
watched The Traders this season.
Yes.
I thought I didn't realize Brittany was on Big Brother a long time ago.
Yes.
I thought she was on Big Brother last season. So I was like, oh, this new Big Brother lady that everybody's like saying is so hilarious.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, is on The Traders.
It was like 15 years ago, I think, that she played Big Brother.
Yeah, that's crazy. I did not realize. I thought for some reason that she was like the brand newest player that had ever played Big Brother.
The new hotness.
Yeah.
Hotness.
No.
Okay.
So-
Interesting.
Yep. But now Traders in the rearview mirror, just Survivor and Dondi going on.
All right.
Okay.
Home stretch for Dondi.
Good.
It's all happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
right.
happening.
Thank you all so much for joining us here for News AF. We'll be back again next week to talk about all the top stories. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Kika Lika Mocha.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.